Alright, I'd say that's enough waiting. Alright, looks like so far so good, so why don't we get right into it? What's good, everybody? Jenster here, and we are back with some more convention art because the comic convention that my husband and I will be vending at is in, I think like 3 weeks. So I'm wrapping up the stock that I'm going to be selling, and hopefully we'll actually be able to finish this high wire drawing that I've been working on for like, what, a month or two? Or what feels like it. I'm also trying something a little different today, to give my laptop less to try and run all at the same time. I am trying to stream without my headphones today to allow my much better quality microphone to work instead, so it doesn't sound like I'm in a bag of potato chips. So I'm looking at my OBS and it looks like everything is running smoothly. I turned the monitoring off for the background music so that it doesn't come through my actual laptop. So my microphone should only be picking myself up, and it looks really good. I'm gonna mute myself for a second so I can see how it sounds on my second monitor before we go any further. Oh yeah, that sounds way better. Yeah, so for gaming streams, I do need to use my headphones so that I can make sure the audio is coming in correctly, but for art streams, this actually works much better. My laptop isn't running too much at once. I might even be able to leave my overlay animated for once and actually have the stuff going on in the background, but I'll keep my second monitor on standby. If things start glitching out and bugging and all that, I'll turn it off. But yeah, not bad. Alright, well, why don't we get right into it? So I plan on giving Highwire a simpler backdrop, so I'm not going to focus too much on the background, but we are going to start the shading today. Let's see. So how I like to shade, and this is just me, I'm probably gonna have to take off the merged layer because I'm gonna need to draw under the lines, so let's see. I can is I'm going to make a merged color layer so that I can draw on top of it. Like the line art stops here, so I'm gonna make a folder and put all the line art in one place because I have a really bad habit of not naming my layers properly, so I'm always looking for things. That is a personal bad habit of mine. This time I did name them, but I had to put certain layers in a certain order in order to layer them properly. So let's see, that should be all the line art. Yep, there we go. Okay, make a folder for the base colors. Put all of those right there. Okay. Right. Excellent, excellent. Yep, get in that folder. There we go. Alright, so all of those are right there. So the shading layer is going to be in between the line art and the base colors. So I think I am going to put my source of light up in the left-hand corner. would look good against that? I'm gonna try shading with a dark purple and see if that helps. Shading is not my biggest strength when it comes to art. I try not to shade if I don't have to, or, oh, I full screened it by accident. Get back here. What do you think you're doing? There we go. I try not to shade if I don't have to, just because it's not my strength, or if I do shade, it's a bit more on the cartoony side. But for print, I would like to spruce this up and go above and beyond. So, hopefully doing this magic wand trick will get all of the colors in one go. Nope, not this time. Okay. That's okay. So I want my light up in the corner, and we're gonna go this way. Now, some people might say this is like an artist faux pas, but like I personally prefer to shade this way, doing a darker version of the main color, essentially. Doing multiply and then opacity down there, because it gives it just a twinge of color, and I can use the same colored shading for the whole picture, so that I don't have to worry about keeping a color palette. But that's just me. That's just the simpler style that I go for. Let's see, I'm gonna start down here. Yeah, because no light would really be hitting her neck at all. And I don't think she emits her own light. Maybe in her mouth. Let's see, if my light is coming from the top left corner, then I'm going to put some right here. Yeah, I've said in some live streams of me playing Fortnite that Highwire has actually been dethroned as my favorite Fortnite skin. Like, for the first time in a while, I'm actually using a variety of skins I've bought more than one in particular. For Halloween and Fortnitemares, I've been using the Black Cat version of Nyanja, because I don't really have like Halloween skins, like stuff that's specific to Halloween, but Black Cats, you know, can be associated with Halloween, and I own one, so I figured why not. Yeah, well, I've definitely been having more variety with my Fortnite skins, like in general, like just not using the same skin for long periods of time. There isn't any variety when it comes to the type of skins that I have. Most of the skins that I have are cat themed in some capacity, like whether it's Anthro Cat or like just cat motif in one way or another. Like, I don't want to know how much money I've actually spent on Fortnite when it's a free game, essentially. I have seen very few games of any kind that, even though they're free and you don't have to spend money on them, make you want to spend money as much as Fortnite does. Probably, well, there's Team Fortress 2. That's an entirely free game, including the weapons. But, you know, that does kind of make you want to buy like skins and hats and whatnot. It's the feeling of being left out, I think, is what gets people. Like, you don't have to spend money. The default skins, you know, obviously it's a player model that you can use, but seeing everybody else with like skins and fancy stuff and everything, like, yeah, it does kind of make you feel left out. But at least in Fortnite's case, though, I don't think it's greedy. Like, I do think sometimes they price their bundles a little too heavy, but I mean, who isn't trying to make money right now? And, well, it stinks when something you like is really expensive. You don't necessarily have to buy it. It's a luxury item. But, I had a point. Shoot. Completely lost my train of thought. What was I saying? See, I was talking about how, like, you know, people can feel a little left out, when everyone else has skins and they don't. Oh, I was talking about how it's not, like, greedy. Because greedy would be, like, having a game that's free, right? But then making, like essentials behind a paywall. Or if not essentials, like, things that, essentially are pay to win. Like, you know, specific weapon types, specific, like, armor or stuff like that. Having something that doesn't affect the game itself be pay to use, that's totally fine in my book. Like, stuff that does not affect the game in any way, shape, or form is okay to have behind a paywall, because at that point it's a choice. And I know that in Fortnite's history, there's been, like, pay-to-win skins, so to say, where, like those superhero skins. Excuse me. I'm gonna take a bite of food. I'm hungry. One sec. There we go. Now that I'm using a higher quality microphone, eating is way louder. What was I saying? Yeah, something. Oh yeah, those superhero skins where, like, you could color yourself all one color, and, like, if you colored yourself, like, all blue, you could blend in with the reboot van, or if you colored yourself all black, you were basically, like, invisible. Like, I get that. Oh, wrong layer. Get back here. So, like, there are oversights from time to time. But I like a game that can, like, make the pay-to-use stuff desirable without affecting the game itself. Let's see. I suppose I will admit that I cheat a little bit when it comes to shading. I don't always shade how, like, it would be realistically. I try to. Like, you know, stuff that would get blocked out gets blocked out and things like that. But sometimes I shade depending on what's actually more visually appealing, not so much realism. Like, I do still, like, do a light source, like, to give me an idea, like, the light and the shading is all coming from one specific spot. Yeah, I see him glitching down there. I'm gonna pause my overlay. There we go. The lasted a pretty long time. Not bad. Yeah, so sometimes I do it so that it's more visually appealing. Like, realistically, this would be blotted out, but that, like, makes too much of the color disappear. So sometimes I fib just a teeny bit so that the parts I want to accentuate, is that the right word? The parts that I want to stand out the most actually stand out the most. But not, like, so unrealistic that, like, there's, like, dozens of light sources and it doesn't make any sense. And sometimes when I'm choosing a light source that's from a specific direction and it doesn't look good, I'll change the direction of the light source entirely. Like, if light coming down from in front makes things look too weird, I'll be like, never mind, the light's from the back. These are things that artists do to make their stuff look good. I've also been looking at some of my old high school art, and it makes me want to, like, after this convention, I really want to go back to working on stuff that's, like, for me. Because I was looking at my old high school art, and I wouldn't say that I've regressed. Like, I've definitely improved in some areas, but I used to put way more detail into my personal stuff than I do now. Like, I used to be really good at, like, texturing with pen and ink. I used to be really good at, like, hatch shading. And because now that I'm, and in no way am I trying to complain, I'm just telling a story. Now that I'm drawing more professionally and I have to get things done faster, like, I'm not focusing on those details as much as I used to. And there definitely is a major difference between my stuff from high school and now. So after this convention, I'm still going to be doing, like, YouTube content. I actually started recording the Vtubing footage for that commission video that I'm working on. So I'm still going to be making, like, YouTube stuff and live streaming and everything. But I want to take a break every once in a while to work on stuff that's just for me. Stuff that's not for conventions, stuff that's not for commissions. Just go back to, like, loving the amount of effort and start getting my commission quality stuff, my convention quality stuff, like, getting them back to that amount of quality that I used to have, but also at the same time, like, reigniting my love for it, you know? Like, I've heard some artists talk about how when they went to art school, like, it kind of ruined some things about their craft. Like, you know, their stuff started feeling a lot more, what's the word? I can't think of the word. The love for it felt like it started to dwindle because, like, you're doing it for a job. You got to do it how your client likes, not how you like, things like that. So the quality felt like it took a dip because, you know, that's not right. Let's fix that. Because it's not completely out of passion anymore. It's out of, you know, a paycheck. You know, and I completely understand that. I would say like, words, come on. Like, besides the amount of effort that I put into stuff because of it being a professional job now, I do think that I have improved in some things as well. Like, I was going to talk about more things I feel that I have taken a dive in, but instead of being, like, negative, well, it's not really negative, it's just critiquing myself, but instead of critiquing myself, I want to talk about some things that have definitely gotten better since going to art school. And for me, that would be my poses. Like, I used to stink at poses. Like, I know this one isn't as dynamic as it could be, you know, she's just standing there, like her idol pose, but I have this really bad habit of the anatomy for my art being like really messed up. Like people used to have like legs that went like up to their like pectorals, like arms were you know, like way too long for their body proportions. Maybe not poses. Not poses a little bit. Like I've gotten better at dynamic poses. Not so much with traditional art. I'm much better with dynamic poses with my digital stuff. But poses have improved greatly, because a lot of my art used to just be people like leaning up against a wall or something, like an excuse to not really make them need to pose, like, because if they're leaning against a wall, you know, of course they're supporting their weight, or essentially they're just standing there and the wall makes it look like they're doing something. But definitely proportions, because I got way better at anatomy after art school. Like, and I do know why my anatomy stunk up until I do know why my anatomy stunk up until art school, is because I was so afraid of looking up reference images. Like, because, you know, it's not just a trope, like they actually do this, but you know, it's a trope, the live drawing classes in like fine art school where you have to draw well, a clothesless model. Like I was very afraid of looking up references for realistic anatomy, because I didn't want you know, hold on one sec. Food's fighting back. Don't mind me, just choking on hamburger helper. One sec. There. Sheesh. This shit. News today. Streamer chokes on hamburger helper and perishes live on stream. But anyway, yeah, I was afraid of looking up references for anatomy. You know, obviously because I didn't want to see naked bodies. So a lot of like my generic people in my art were like these blob people, and their proportions were like way off. And then I got to art school, actually learned that live drawing, you know, isn't inappropriate, it's art, like, and things like that. Got out of my shell a little bit and greatly improved when it comes to proportions. This is something interesting. I don't know if I want to make an actual video on this or not, but like, to be fair, I've been out of art school. This isn't going to seem like a big number to some, but it's a big number to me. It's hard to believe. I've been out of art school for 5 going on 6 years. And already, stuff that I learned in art school, like, people are saying it's obsolete. Or if not obsolete, like, just people aren't doing it as much as they did when I was in school. Like, I shared a work in progress image in a Discord server once, and it showed the bones, you know, that I started with. Like, I still have high wires on here somewhere. Yeah, these. Let me turn the opacity up. Like, I started with bones and construction lines, you know, the skull, ribs, you know, knees, like those very basic construction line bones for poses and stuff. And I could have been taking this the wrong way, but one of the members of the Discord said, replied to the work in progress saying, oh, we're getting fancy in here, we got bones and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I always draw bones. And my first thought is, do people not use bones anymore? And then I watched like the speed drawing footage of like commentary channels and like just general art channels, like people like Lavender Town and artists that, you know, draw while they talk and things like that. And some of them don't use bones either. It's like, you know, obviously every artist is different, and not drawing the same as everybody else is completely okay. I'm just surprised because I thought that was like an art 101. Like, I mean, I guess it's no different than anything else. Like, everyone learns how to do that and then they figure out what works best for them. I was just surprised. Oh, I need some filling on that puff. I see some lines poking through. Let me see. Now, is that color that I missed, or lines? It's lines, okay. There's a problem with the line art, not the colors. Let's see, is it this one? Nope. Is it this one? Nope. How about this one? Nope. Where is the line art? Not the arms. The belts. Where are you hiding? There it is. I found you. Let's get that out of there. I see you. Get out of there. There. That's better. Yep, so. I mean, I've been doing things that most would consider like the old-fashioned way pretty much my entire life. Like, I've been doing the stuff that everybody learns from, but grows out of, like, forever. Like, I feel like even shading with the multiply tool is something that, like, people learn how to do, and then they learn how to blend colors themselves, even digitally. But I just find it useful, and I'm making a career off of it, so it's nice to know that people like my quote-unquote old-school style enough to purchase it. That makes me feel happy. Because, like, I didn't even start using a drawing tablet until I was in college. Like, up until I went to college for the first time, I primarily drew with a mouse, and, like, I show people in my Discord server, like, the art that I made in high school that was entirely made with, like, Photoshop 7 and a mouse, and, like, it's crazy. Because, like, I've tried to, like, go back and, like I've tried to go back and see if I still know how to do things, like I used to, and, like, it cramps my arm to try and do things the way that I used to do it. Like, I did well with what I had. For somebody my age with the tools that I had, the stuff looks great. Some of it even looks better than what I do now, and that's what I'm trying to get back to. You know, not just the quality itself, but the actual enjoyment part that made the quality better. Like, I still have my old Redbubble up and running because, like, people are still buying stuff from there, so I don't want to get rid of it, even though it's with a username I don't use anymore. But, like, I made a good chunk of stuff on my Redbubble with a mouse, and people are still liking it enough to buy it. Like, that's pretty dang cool. I don't think any actual light would be showing up back there. There we go. I guess there is one caveat when it comes to using the multiply tool to shade. Is for colored lighting, it does make things a bit tricky. If I was actually trying to do colored lighting, I would start with the color first and then shade around it. But I'm not going to do that this time since it's just going to be a backdrop. It doesn't really need to be colored. Like, there is some things that I would like to learn, like both new techniques as well as new software. I'm just having the worst time finding the time. Like, I would love to learn how to use Toon Boom so that if I ever did actually get to a professional animation setting, that I would be able to contribute. But I'm having trouble finding the time to learn it. You know, because I still use Adobe Animate, which I know how to use the most. So, hopefully someday. My first plan is to upgrade my hardware in general. Like, get an actual PC setup and drawing tablet setup that's meant for heavy art and animation. Because what I'm using is modified. Like, I didn't obviously custom make this laptop, but I did like customize it from the manufacturer that I bought it from. Like, I asked for extra space on it, extra memory essentially, because of all the programs I was going to be using. But it would be nice to have some like hardware specifically made for this stuff, you know? But definitely not complaining because I'm doing really good with what I have. I lost my train of thought again. Shoot, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? Can't remember. Oh, now I remember. Just had to wait a second. I want to get back into animating. I say that like in almost every video, but I do miss it so much. Like, animating, while animating is like very, what's the word? Animating is very tedious and there's a specific word that I'm trying to think of and it's not coming to mind. Animation is very tedious. It's very well, yeah, it's hard, but there's a specific word that I'm trying to think of and I can't put my finger on it. It's tedious, it's time consuming, you know, but like it's one of the art forms that I do that, despite how long it takes and despite how much work goes into it, because you're drawing the same picture over and over again with slight changes in each one. Like, yeah, that's a lot of work, but it's one of those things that once the hard part is done and you actually see the fruits of your labor in front of you, for me, that's like the best feeling ever. Like, to spend weeks, months, or maybe even years on an animation, you know, like save for the final time and be able to hit play and watch it all unfold. Like, that's one of the best art feelings for me, and it's been a very long time since I've done that just because it's so time consuming. But I don't want to jinx myself. I don't think I will jinx myself because I've been talking about this off and on for a while, but after this convention and after I go back to working on stuff that's more just for me, there's an animated pilot that I want to go back to working on that I've been putting on the back burner for literal years and want to actually see happen. I'm probably not gonna do a pilot right off the gate, but what I used to do, both for my animation homework in college and just because, was instead of making full-length, like, movie masterpieces or anything like that, I did a lot of music videos. Like, took a song and animated a music video to go with it, because it's a lot easier to time things like cues with music and sound involved. So I used to do a lot of music videos. I used to do a lot of skits where I took pieces of audio that I really liked and essentially just reanimated that scene but with my characters instead. And I did a lot of test animations of just gestures. And that's all basic, like animation major stuff anyway. But it got the job done. You know, it scratched the itch, essentially. Like, I got to animate something. It might not have been long, but it made me feel satisfied because I brought my vision to life. And I do... Well, that would be a good place to start for me. I do want to get back in the habit of drawing, or not drawing, but animating things that take longer. Like my thesis. You know, it was only like 2 minutes long, but I still put in a lot of work and was very satisfied with the result. Like, I actually cannot remember the last time I made an animation longer than 2 minutes. I mean, I made music videos longer than 2 minutes, but that was also with very, like, minimal animation. Like, there was a lot of still frames and stuff. I'm talking about, like, gestures and the whole package for longer than 2 minutes. And... no, I cannot think of a time. So it would be a perfect opportunity to practice, that's for sure. Oh, I see colors showing through where they're not supposed to. So yeah, I'm mostly just talking out loud for the sake of commentary on a drawing video. But yeah, I would love to get back into animating as a whole. I am going to at least start the script for the pilot for this animation that I want to work on. But in the meantime, I'm gonna scratch the itch essentially by doing like shorts again, like very short form content, gestures, things that just get the point across. So I'm excited. I don't want to lose this momentum. Like, I don't want to say, yeah, I'm gonna do a thing and then not do the thing. But I would at least call being excited to get back into it progress, for sure. Because it's one thing to lose the motivation, like to get the motivation and then lose it, and another thing to not feel motivated at all. Like, to not even be able to push yourself to get motivated. Like, that's an entirely different ballpark, in my opinion. So the fact that I'm even eager to get back out there, essentially, is major progress on my part. So I'm excited. We'll see where that goes. But that's also why I'm glad that I have a Vtuber now, so that when I do want to make YouTube videos, at least recording the dialogue and having something interesting to look at is a lot easier now. So that both shaves off some of the time, as well as makes up for it in my book. There we go. Shave some of that. Some of that. There we go. Good. Yeah, cruising. Let me fix the fangs here, though. I feel like more light would be showing up there. Yep, we're gonna do that. A little bit of that. Nicely done. Okay, we're cruising, we're getting somewhere. Get back here. Too much. There. Nah, that's not really necessary. Let's take that off. Never mind. Too much. Oh, I missed. Down here. There. Oh, a little more. There we go. Meet in the middle around here. There we go. Excellent. And some right here. Good. Not bad. Let's see, how we doing? How we doing? Now we need to go on this side. Start down here. Okay. Yep. Just making sure everything is still up and running properly. There we go. Yep, now we're getting in the zone. Let's see. Put it right there. This way. I do have several pieces from the last like year or two that I've been really proud of, that I put in a ton of effort, like more than usual, and have really liked the result. And one of them was for Art Fight. you know how sometimes like you give somebody advice and then you stink at following it yourself? For me, I put in way more effort for stuff that I draw for other people than I do for my own stuff. Which is good, because if I'm giving it to somebody else, of course I want it to be the best that I can do. It's just funny. Like, I will pour, especially with things like Art Fight, because I don't draw stuff for free often, because number one, I can't. I need groceries, I need to eat, so I can't be doing requests and stuff all the time. But number two, I don't do requests or stuff for free because usually it doesn't like end well for me. So things like Art Fight are really nice because like I don't feel obligated to do stuff for free like doing requests in the past, but I want to do something for somebody. So that gets me motivated to want to pour my best into something for this person because I want to. But I had another point and I lost it again. Let me think. Yeah, I don't do things for free often unless it's fan art, essentially. But for whatever reason, well, no, it's still an understandable reason. I'm just over yapping at this point. But yeah, when it comes to stuff that I'm making for other people, I like put way more effort into it than my own stuff. Because I want them to like it. Like, the absolute best that I can do, why not show somebody my appreciation for what caught my eye with the best of my ability. Sometimes at the end of Art Fight, like, I have a little bit of trouble, like, putting in the best of the best, because the time limit's running out and I want to get as many people as possible. But during the times when I start early, yeah, I absolutely put in as much detail as I possibly can. about an hour. Let me see. I've been streaming about an hour, so I'm gonna take like a couple minutes break just to stretch my legs, get some water, because, you know, I'm an artist. If I shrimp desk for too long, I will be having awful back problems in my late 20s, so I'm going to take a little break, get a stretch, get a drink of water. I will be right back. I've returned. There we go. Alright, let's see. Probably gonna stream for another 30 minutes at least before I call it a night. If not, the backdrop, at least get the shading and lighting done. That would be nice. Probably have to come back and fix any errors I might have made, because while I like live streaming my art, it is very easy for me to get into the yap zone. There we go. It's very easy for me to get into the yap zone and lose focus on the art itself, and then there's a whole bunch of errors, so don't want that. I think another major reason that I'm not a huge fan of shading, even though it's important, obviously, is because I lose a lot of the natural color in things when I shade. Like, it's hard to pick out specific details and specific color palettes. But it is necessary if I want a nice looking picture. Let's see, I'm looking at the head, and I'm thinking that might not be what I want. Let me think. Let's see, because if the light is coming from up here, I don't know. I wish I could pull something else of mine up with some more shading to see what I did. Here, dear, while you're here, can you look at something for me? I'm shading this this drawing on my stream, and the head part looks a little odd.
Want to see the original? So the longest tuft of fur on the right of the head,
Yeah,
is closer to the neck in the original, not up next to the eye.
right. Well, it's not the accuracy I'm looking for, and we are still recording, by the way.
I know.
It's the shading, because I drew a little doodle of my light source up there, and the way that the shading is on the helmet isn't quite the way that I want. I don't know if it would be better to, like, make it look like the other side and essentially, like, get rid of this chunk.
Hold up, undo. Maybe round the shading out so it kind of curves around the dome up top.
Let's see. See, this is why having an artist hubby is an amazing thing. Like something like that.
Well, I meant more like shade up this way.
Oh, shade up this way, like this.
Something like that, yeah.
Let's see.
Because shading should help to give a better indicator of the shape.
Right.
What do you think? Is that a little better?
A little better, yeah. Let me see. Just gotta clean it up. Something like...
Something like that, yeah.
I think that's a bit better.
Okay.
More what I'm going for here. As I've mentioned, shading is not my strong suit.
Well, like I said, you want to give your shading some direction so it fills out the shape more, if that makes sense.
Right. Looks a little better.
A little bit?
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate it, my dear.
Want to see the head again?
Yep. Because even in the ref, the light source is similar. Because it's up in that corner on this front-facing one here.
Shade inside the mouth?
The mouth is a light source.
Okay.
I think I know what's throwing me off. If it was more on the realistic side, it would actually cut off at about here.
Don't know.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief.
Nope. Well, shoot. I did also mention that sometimes I cheat when I shade and focus on what's more visually appealing than what's accurate. But that is also the problem, because it's not visually appealing yet. Whoop. Oh well. I will figure it out.
You could also do a little bit of highlight for right directly where the light's shining on it.
Yeah, I probably will.
Add some shine to that dome.
Yeah, because, like, realistically, this wouldn't even be here. But it just doesn't look good to me. Love you, dear. Thank you for the critique. What if I mimicked what I did on the other side and had that little piece right there? And then filled it in as need be. So we'll fill that in. Maybe like right there. Let's see how that looks. Oh wait, no, I'm working backwards. Whoops. Hold up. Get the creative juices flowing. I think that's a bit closer to what I want. Get rid of that and do this. Something along those lines instead. A little better. Yeah, I think it also looks a little bit odd because her features are asymmetrical too. So things aren't gonna match 100%. Let's see if getting rid of that helps any. Little, not much, but a little. We'll give it one more go. Just shave off a teeny bit up here instead. So I'm probably going to add some highlights too to make up for this, so. That looks better the way it was. There we go. I'll leave it there. Yeah, and then after the stream I'll do a once over with it, see what would make it better so that it's ready for printing. Okay, I need my layer back. Thank you. Okay. That's why having an artist spouse is like the best thing ever, because we're able to critique each other's stuff, and because we both have a critical eye, like the honesty actually helps us a ton. So we both know what to look for, as well as know how to actually voice our opinion. Plus, it's not the type of thing where you ask for a critique and then people roast you the whole time and then say, but that's just my opinion, or that's just constructive criticism. Like, marrying another artist as an artist also really helps with my growth for that reason. You know, because we both understand the grind and the struggle, so we're gonna you know, help each other out. We're getting there, making progress. I like it. I like it a lot. There we go. Oops, wrong one. Let's not rotate the canvas, please. Okay. I do admit that shading dark colors, especially black, is really hard for me. It's something that I need to practice. But that's something to take into consideration too. Even though I'm, you know, working towards doing this for a living, and if not a living, doing this professionally at all, there's still always things to learn. Like, you know, you get good at selling a specific type of art because people like it enough for you to buy it, but there's always more to learn. It is okay to not be 100% off the bat, because even the greatest of the greats, you know, still practice. They might have made it, so to say, like commercially, but there's always progress to be made, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is something that I do want to practice when I get the chance to do so. I want to practice colored lighting. Because I'm not the best at, like, making one color appear like another, like, realistically, when it comes to colored lighting. So that's something that I would definitely want to practice, getting good at being able to portray that, because as well as on the same level as shading, color theory also isn't a huge strength of mine. Like, being able to make pleasing color palettes for things is not a huge strength of mine, and I'm hoping that once I get back into animating and I'm gonna have to do backgrounds more often, that I'll be able to practice with that. Because I have a bad habit, and although, like, sometimes it makes sense because it's like a motif or something, I have a bad habit of like using the same color palettes over and over again just because I like them. Like, I have a lot of characters that are the same color purple for whatever, and I try to spice things up. I just like that shade of purple. Yeah, I would say that my best strength is character design like their actual like appeal in their look and sometimes in their silhouette language. Like that's something that I would love to talk about in a video someday. Like their silhouettes and their actual overall design, the reason that you want to look at them, I'm really good at. But when it comes to colors, that's not always my strength either. But that's why I want to make efforts to practice so that I can get better at all of that. Come on. Thank you. Let's see. Yep. That's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. This side. I'm just gonna fill this all in and see if I need to get rid of anything. Okay, getting there, getting there. Yeah, well, I would have loved to have the backdrop done by now. If I just get the shading done this stream, I think I'll call it good for working on this specific piece of convention art. If I do another, I probably actually won't do another convention art live stream because it's getting close, to the convention itself and I still have things to print off, so probably any art streams after this one are just gonna be just because. I might start doing streams where I start working on the animations that I've been talking about, minus the audio because that would be annoying. But yeah, maybe the next art stream I might start working on a animation of some kind. We'll see how that goes. But the next art specific stream is going to be something different than convention art. You know, either a drawing challenge or just something different. majority of this piece in particular was able to be streamed, but yeah, because I need to lock in and get this art done before convention time. At least with these prints, I can make them, if not in-house at any, like, printing company. These are okay to do a bit more last minute. The other stock that I have isn't, but I'm pretty much done with the stock that takes longer to make or I have to outsource. So, yeah, I'm gonna lock in after this stream and get the prints that I need done. So, I know I keep repeating myself, I'm just thinking out loud, but yeah, the next art-related stream is gonna be for a different type of art. But I think the next YouTube live stream anyway is probably going to be another video game, whether it's Fortnite or Ark, so next time we won't be doing art in general, we'll be doing a game of some kind. I might, because I plan on getting, well, I don't know if I want to wait, though, if I do that. I was going to say, I plan on getting Pokemon Legends ZA after my payday this week, because I really want to get it for myself and play it in general. I was gonna say maybe I'll live stream it, but I don't know if I want to, like, wait. You know, I don't want to speed run it. Like, I want to pay attention to a lot of things. But I don't know if I want to, like, wait on the story unless I do, like, a YouTube stream campaign like I do on Twitch, where I play the same game until I beat it. Because, like, I feel like I'm gonna want to play that game in my free time, and I got a feeling that there's gonna be, like, event-specific things, so I don't want to be able to, or I don't want to not be able to stream on a certain day because I've, like, got to work or something, so we'll see. Maybe I'll stream, like, my first reaction to it, like, stream, like, booting it up, customizing the character, like, catching the first Pokemon, like, maybe I'll live stream the, like, initial reaction, and then just play it regularly after that. Maybe pop in every once in a while to show my progress. But yeah, that sounds like a much better idea, because for games that I don't mind being patient with, like with long stories or are survival driven and things like that, like, I don't mind putting it on pause and, like, doing stream only things like I'm doing with Ark. But with Pokemon, like, I wanna get right in. So we'll see. I definitely plan on getting the game this week, and we'll see how I'm feeling about a stream. Are we done? I think we might be done with the shading. Yeah. Here, let me turn the effects off real quick to make sure I didn't miss anything. So oh, it's on color burn. I wanted multiply. There we go. I mean, color burn did look cool, but not quite what I was going for. A little bit too vibrant. Okay, we're gonna take that off. Boop, boop, because that's a light, so that needs to be illuminated, not shaded. I also had a really bad habit of doing that when I was a kid. I had a bad habit of, like, having light sources and then shading over them, because that's not how light works. But yeah, not bad. So let's take the effects off real quick to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. So far, so good. Things are pretty much where I want them. Oh, not there though. Let's fix that. Boop. Okay. A little bit too much right here. We'll take that off. There we go. That's fine. That's fine. Yep, so I think we'll call that good for tonight. Yep, things are pretty much shaded everywhere that I want. I'm gonna work on this off stream so that it can be ready for the convention, and then decide which game I want to stream for next Tuesday. Pretty good. And real quick before I end the video, I just want to give a thanks to everybody. Thanks for liking my stuff enough to want to buy it from me. Thanks for liking the streams enough to want to stick with me and watch them. And thank you for helping me build this career that was once a dream that I thought was impossible. Like, sorry for sounding sappy, but it is true. Thanks for literally helping my dream to come true. So, we're gonna call it a night tonight. As always, I'm so glad you're here, and thank you to everybody that could join me today. Of course, if you liked what you saw and wish to support me, feel free to like the video, maybe subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Love you, bless you, peace out.